it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and Crafty Kitty, Donna, and Janine all beat me to the punch, and they're here already in the crafty chat. So make sure that if you're watching this live, or even, well, now they have it, you can watch the chat as if you were watching it live, even though it's archived, which is super cool. And may the 4th be with you. We had a walkathon. That's what it says right here on my shirt. We had a walkathon at school today, and it got canceled on the track outside due to the weather, but we did the walkathon inside with the DJ on the stage. It was super cool, really fun. We're going to do some really neat things today, so I don't want to get too far off topic. We're going to do this will be the final of the series of alcohol inks and Yupo paper, and I'm calling this one techniques and card making. So number 1, I showed you how to get your inks moving. Number 2, number 1, I'm sorry, was DIY. So if you want to know like how to make your own inks and how to make your own blending, although I think that may have been number 2, what other things you can use besides the expensive Yupo paper and things like that. Number 1. Number 2 was how to get that ink moving, all kinds of different techniques and ways to make it move and, you know, get it all over the paper. Number 3 was some more techniques. And then number 4, so that was like some beginner's techniques. Number 4 was a couple of more intermediate techniques. And today is number 5, and we're going to go through 2 last techniques, 2 or 3. And then I'm going to show you how I just throw these together and make some cards. So we're just going to have some fun at the very end. So I hope you'll stick around for that. They usually last around an hour or so. Hi guys, so I missed a bunch of people. Lori came in, Cindy, Glenna, Sarika, Sandy. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Heaven Sent, hello. Hi guys. So here's a ton of stuff that we've done over the last bunch of videos. Cool stuff, right? And we even did mirrored stuff. If you want to see up close and personal and how we created some of this stuff, you're going to want to check out some of the other videos. This one was super fun. And then we experimented with different kinds of paper. So we got a whole bunch of different kind of looks. And I typically start at 5 minutes after the hour if you're new here, just to make sure, because I know, okay, so it's the norm right now to have really, really short intros and to get people sucked in right away. But my videos are more like community minded, and they kind of, you know, build on each other, and we have conversations and things when we're talking about what we're making, especially in a series. So you might have jumped onto my channel and saw something that you really, really liked. Feel free to click through all of the blah, blah, blah that I do, because there's a lot of really good content in my videos, just that I like to use this platform to really have a bond with my community members and my subscribers, and that's really important to me. So I want you guys to know that. I would love to do some more pre-recorded videos where the beginning time is a lot shorter and the content is more like right there in your face. But for right now, live video is where it's at. People in my community are super enjoying that. And so that's where we're at. I'm going to scoot these guys to the side and show you a few of the things that we're going to be using today while we're waiting for a few more people to join. I'm going to be using some background stamps. This is the one in particular that I've chosen to use today, but you can use any kind of background stamp that you have. I just really like this one. And we're going to be using some fine gold embossing powder. I may even do some black or some white, and then we're going to be using some foil. This is Deco Foil for fabric and paper, and these are transfer sheets by Deco Foil. And this is what it looks like when you get it out of there. And I hope I use this correctly, because every single time I use this, no fail, and I've used it a bunch now, I can never remember whether to put it this way or to put it this way. And I think it's this way. So if I get it wrong, bear with me. I don't know why I can't. I should write a little note that hangs right up here and says, don't forget, this is how you use this. Anyway, so I've got my other embossing powders here that we may use. Let me move this out of the way. On the side here, I've got, oh, I don't know why I got the kaleidoscope out. But anyway, I've got some white, some kaleidoscope, and some black, just in case. So what we're shooting for here, my nose itches. is this kind of a look. And that's what the background stamp's going to give us with this. Ooh, I just think that's really fun. And then the foil is going to give us this kind of a look. Or if I get this to shine right, you're going to see a couple of places where it gets really sticky or tacky, and you'll be able to get that foil to stick down. Let me get another one. This one's a little bit easier to see. See where the foil stuck on those ridges that we created in some of our projects here? I love the look of that. And I got that using this thin foil. Okay, so we're going to want to use some of that today. We're just going to play around. And then this was another technique I wanted to show you guys, doing this like ghosting technique. I don't believe I showed you this one. I showed you the ghosting technique for removing ink, and that was this one. This is what I'm thinking of. Remove the ink to make the calla lilies look white. This is the same premise. Only you see I've got some little flowers on there. This one and this one. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's super, super simple, and there's a couple of different ways you can do it, so we will be getting into that. It's 5 after, so let's get started. I am going to actually create the backgrounds with you today, so we're going to do that again, and then we'll do some of the techniques as well. Give me a big thumbs up if you're enjoying this series. It's been so much fun. Go back to one. I'm going to tell you right now, because at the very end of this video, I'm going to tell you about the giveaway that we're doing. It's going to be really super cool. You're going to want to get in on this. So after I'm done with all this, at the end, we'll do a wrap up, and I'll explain the giveaway to you. All right, going to pull out here some more of, I'm either going to be using Duralar or I'm going to be using Yupo. And so right now I'm going to pull out Yupo first. Okay, so we're going to create a background with this, and then I'm going to do one of the techniques that I outlined in this. I think we'll do the first one we'll do is the stamping the background stamp, because that's the simplest one to do. Penny, you made it! That's awesome! Susan Baker is here. Always say thanks and be grateful for our wonderful moderators who are in blue. And I'm just going to go ahead and just, you know, squirt some of this on. We'll see what happens to it. If you want to know the colors, the first one I threw on is Wild Plum. The second one I threw on is Mermaid, and the last one I'm going to use right here is Sailboat Blue. Let me just scoot this up here for you guys so you can see it a little better. And you can see that they're all just kind of winging into each other here. And again, this is Yupo paper and alcohol inks. So I'm not using the DIY right now, I'm using the real thing. I just want you guys to know that. I want to add a little bit of yellow. Just to see if we can get just a tad bit more variation in here, and to cover up a little bit more of the white. So not a lot, but just a few drops here and there. Okay? Super cool! And the color is turning out really nice tonight. Like, I feel like you guys are getting to see the actual real color in this today. Ooh, and we are getting out to the edge of the paper even. I got a little bit on my finger, so I'm just wiping it off with a wet wipe here. Alright. Where do I want to set this? Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of drying here. And stopping, and then coming back in and drying some more. I'm trying to actually see if it will create some of those really heavily sticky areas. And if I don't get what I'm looking for, then I'm going to add more ink. I skipped to number 2. So we're actually going to be doing the second technique. I'm building layers so that we can do the one that has the ridges and the foil. Sorry guys, I meant to just do the other one and then my mind just went, oh, this is what I want to do, and it took off without me. There we see some darker ridges coming around those circles. That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to make some of those sticky little ridges. And if you get everything too wet, then you won't get those, you won't get, I mean, if you get them too, like, sparsed out, like, it's really, thin, if you don't, like, put on ink and ink, then you're not going to get those ridges that you're looking for. If I hold it up and tilt it to the side, you should be able to see that the ridges are still, they look wet. And they're not wet, but they should be tacky. And if they're not, oh, those are right there. These are, okay. Then we can add a little bit more even. So let's go ahead and add a little bit more. Oh, look at the blue. I love it. I'm just sticking my big old head in there and trying to move it around a little bit. There we go. And it's all about playing around, because sometimes you're going to do it and you're going to be looking for a certain thing and it's not going to happen for you. Just keep playing with it. This is the kind of stuff that you can keep adding to, remember? Let me toss this up a little bit. I keep looking at it thinking, okay, are you seeing all these colors or is it just me? I feel like you're missing out on a few of the colors that aren't shining through. But anyway, I think that some of these areas should be tacky enough, but let's just give it a try. Hopefully I'm doing this right. If you guys are like total gurus on this paper, let me know. I'm just going to go like over where I see those marks, where they're like up. That is tacky. Am I doing it the wrong way? Where's my bone folder? Bone folder helps too. Go over it and get it to stick. Come on, guys. See, maybe I'm doing it the wrong way. Maybe it's supposed to be the other way. I don't think so, though. Oh, yeah, maybe. Let's try it out. If I can't get it to stick... Oh, here we go. We've got some coming here. Whoops. We've got some coming here. You can see a bunch of it right there. I might not have a thick enough layer on either. We'll see. We've got a scratch here that I've just like scraped right onto it. I may have to put on some more ink so we have more of it to cling to. Let's do that. I want to add some more piles of ink here. Oh, it's making all kinds of really cool new colors too. That was Wild Plum I just threw on there. Shiny side up. I think you guys got it. You got it before I did. Every time I do it, like the most fun I think of using that stuff is when you have a printed image and what do I want to say? I want to say a heating machine. It's not a heating machine. What am I thinking? A laminating machine, that's it. That makes it really, really cool. Anyway, we'll get to that one day. Let's see if I can get shiny side up, shiny side up. Let's see if we can get a little bit more of this to stick. There it went. There we go. You gotta catch it while it's still wet. There it is. Thick and wet. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So wherever we had some that was still wet and still there, oh, look at that. Look at that. Can you see it now? Oh, there it is. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite technique, when that gold sits on there. Let's see if we can get a little bit more in the middle. Oops, wrong way, wrong way. I am going to write it down somewhere, guys, until I get it in my head. Definitely want to get it on there while it's still wet and sticky. Oh, too cool. Let's do a little bit of yellow and see if we can do it again. It's addicting. It's like, oh, you just want to keep doing it. All right. As the yellow will lighten up some of those spots too. Am I getting out of frame again? Sorry about that. Bump you guys back in here. You know what? I'm going to do it so, like, I think I'm not fully dry. Let's play around with this and just stick it on there now and see what we get. Oh, look what happened. So you have to get it, like, in that sweet zone. Do you see how it picked up some of the color instead? Hey, Penny! Thank you so much for using Super Chat today. Penny used what's the Super Chat that's underneath here. Yeah, you have to have a sweet spot where it's just dry enough, but it's still sticky. Check this out. Do you see the colors that transferred onto my sheet? So cool. And some of that came off. So keep playing around with it, you guys. Let me grab another wet wipe. No, here it is. Penny, you're my girl. All right. Let's hit it with the heat gun one more time and see if we can get some to stick. So if you blow dry it too much and it completely dries, you will not get stick. You will not have it stuck. Darn it! Shiny side up! Lori says, you dimwit! No wonder why I didn't get anything to go through. Hold on, let me put my heat gun somewhere else. It keeps falling on the ground. I am making a big mess of this. Oh, I'm getting some more on there. Let's do another one. I kind of went way crazy with that one. I've got more Yupo though, so let's pull out another one because we have lots of time. I could turn the paper over. Oh, you mean this stuff? Yeah, I did it wrong again. Gosh darn it. Oh, well. Let's try again, shall we? Hi, Diane. Yay. Okay, so this time let's do some little bit lighter colors so I can actually do the background stamping one. We'll use this one today. Here it is. My foil just wants to roll in here. If we have more time at the end, we're going to do the foil one again. Because I kind of messed that up. This time, let me grab some of these here. This time I'm going to use some of my DIY ones because I think they'll be a little bit lighter. What I'm looking for now is just a lighter look because I want to do that stamping on top, but I want it to stand out some. We might get brown from this, but I'm just going to squirt a bunch on and see what happens. Where's my blue? Definitely need a blue. Let's blow some of this around too. Oh, we're getting a little brown. Okay, we'll stop. We can take our wet wipe in there and give it a little bit of texture. Get rid of a little bit of that brown. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. That's even doing a little bit like the alcohol would. Even though these are mine are non-alcoholic. My baby wipes they're non-scented, no alcohol, no something else. I'd read it off the package except for this one. The package came out wonky, so I just stuffed the whole thing into a plastic bag. Right, Susan? Yeah, rarely do I ever do perfect, and that's okay. We got to be okay with that. art is supposed to be fun, and if we keep getting hung up on perfect, then there's no fun left. So now I'm going to do a little bit of blue. Follow my blue on there. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I'll spray this with the alcohol. Just plain old alcohol. See what I can get out of it. Oh! Oh! Look what happened! Some of us who have been watching this series knew that would happen. I hope some of you guys are still pleasantly surprised when that happened. Oh, okay. I need another wet wipe. I gotta move those closer. So this is what I had to end up doing because my bag, my wet wipe container, just the top of it got put on wonky. Some of you guys saw that episode. So I took your suggestions and I put it in a plastic bag so I could still use them. That looks really cool. That looks really pretty. I want to get a little bit more of a mottled look. Let's go ahead and use a piece of this. Just a piece of felt. That's it. And I'm going to put, I'm just going to spray alcohol on it. Oh, I got it all over there too, didn't I? But then I'm going to use the alcohol that's on here to kind of just mix these together a little bit. And let's heat set that. I don't want them to get too big. Oh, look what's happening when I add the heat. Look what's happening. Oh, that's so pretty. Let's divvy this up a little bit. Those little dark spots in the middle, I want to get rid of those. Just a tad here. Oh, I like that. Stop. I like the little pouncey looks. That's so cool. I'm going to leave those little bumpy things in there. Okay, so Marcel, that was really unclear what I did. Before I move on with this, let me explain that a little bit. Where did I put that guy? Okay, so here's the thing. I've been experimenting with this and the foil for a long time. And minus the part where I cannot get through my brain which side of the foil, it's shiny side down. So the colored side goes straight down. Now here's the thing. When you want to do this where you get the foil that sticks on there, you need to build up enough ink that it's going to make these higher, darker ridges. And it's not going to completely dry. But there's a sweet spot. So if you dry it completely dry and you put the foil on, it will not stick. But if you put it on before it's dry and tacky, it's just going to, you know, it's not going to work out. Hey, Sherry. Yes, definitely. So I'm sorry that was really unclear. Put on enough ink so that it makes the dark ridges and heat it enough where you can just put your finger on it and it's sticky tacky. Then put your foil on. Okay? Now somebody says shiny side up and so it's shiny side up. Right, Glenna? We'll do another one. We'll totally do another one at the end. We're going to have to. We will. Okay. Right now, we're going to do the one where we just do a background stamp on it. And it's going to be like something that I use on a card later. So this has a whole bunch of already stuff. Now shiny side up. Colored side up. Colored side up. You know what? I'm going to write it down on a little sticky note. I'm gonna. I have to now. Hold on. I gotta find my sticky notes. Oh no, they're out. I'm out of sticky notes. Ah, shucks. Alright, I'll write it on this note. Color side up. Color side up. May the 4th be with you, if nothing else. Okay, let's move on with this. We're going to do this background stamp. I just really like it, and I want to see how this turns out. Let me just stop moving it so much so you can actually get a good look at it. I want to use this over the top of this to see what will happen. We could do it in black, or we could do it in gold? I'd like you guys to have a say in that. Let's vote right now. Do we want to stamp this in black or in gold? I'll show you one while we're voting here that I showed in the beginning that is stamped with gold. Okay, so here's one I did. This is not Yupo paper. This is, I think, just cardstock. Whoop. And I stamped that in the background with gold. Okay. Oh, Deanna, I'm glad you're laughing. Me too. I love it. Free Play Friday is something I really look forward to. Alrighty. I love how colorful this turned out. So we've got one gold and one black. Penny or y'all are gonna see my you're gonna see my snitch for the day. So I might as well just show you. This is what I'm drinking. It's not diet, but it's regular, so I can get a little caffeine so I can get some stuff done tonight. Otherwise I'll want to go to bed at 6. We've got a lot of black, so I guess we'll just go with black and see what we get. Okay, I'm sold. Because Glenna said try black because we already used gold. All right, I'm going to use this. Let me show you the difference between these two because inevitably somebody's going to ask. You can use these, both of these interchangeably. Doesn't matter. They're both Versamark. They're both like a clear wet ink. But this is the regular Versamark and it's going to look like a white pad and it's a clear ink. See, it's shiny on my finger, but it's clear. There's nothing, no color. This one is also clear, but it's supposed to have a dazzle or a shine. And it looks like kind of goldy, but when I stick my finger on it, there's really no difference. Okay? So, I will go ahead and use just the regular Versamark. And I'm sorry that things are shaking. I still haven't figured out how I'm going to completely... I almost need to put the legs of this table into cement. I will figure it out eventually. And some of you guys are probably like sick to death of hearing me about how I've been trying to change everything just to get it better. Like the clarity right here on my face should be pretty awesome today. And I really think the clarity on the desk, I finally found my sweet spot for that as well, too. Yes, for all those times that you ate all your snacks and your pretzels in front of me, Penny, I'm going to torture you with the caffeine. Oh, I should have flipped that over, because we're going to miss some of it. The center's not going to be there. That is okay, though. It's going to look really awesome, you guys. I'm going to do this anyway, because I could wipe that off and dry it and redo it, but I'm not going to, because I think this is going to be really cool. A happy mistake. Alright, when I put this on here, we should be able to see then where that all landed. And it's going to be hard to see until we completely emboss it. Well, let me see if I can hold that up. Do you see where it is? It missed the center, and I think that's going to be really good for this. Alright. Let's go ahead and emboss this and see what we get. I'm going to cover up that embossing powder so that I don't blow it all over Kingdom Come. And figure out where it is that I hid. Oh, there it is. I hid my glue gun, my heat gun on myself. I've been doing a lot of changes in the craft room just to make things better and easier. But sometimes you have muscle memory in your brain. Like, you know where everything in your craft room is and you just go to reach it, right? When I moved, and as I've been having to, like, redo things, that memory, I'm still going to grab something and it's not there. It's in a different spot. So that will come with time. I almost forgot to mention, if we hold the heat on this too long, the Yupo paper will curl up. So we may get some curling, and I'm hoping that this will work out. It's kind of like trying to emboss on like acetate that's not made for embossing. So we'll see what we get out of it. Remember the one that I showed you previous to this with the gold on it? That was not Yupo. That was a regular piece of cardstock. All right, I dare not heat it too much longer, so I'm going to go ahead and dust off as soon as this gets just a second to cool off. I'm going to go ahead and dust off some of the stuff that did not set. And I have a paintbrush here that I have this big paintbrush that I'll use to do that. The paper is melting a little bit. I got a little bit of a bend in it. If I hold it up, you'll see that it is curling a little bit. Let me go ahead and swipe some of that off. Looks like not much came off. Most of it did set. And so you can see where all the little crackle is. Let me turn on, I always turn on off the autofocus. So that I can hold this up and hopefully it will do the autofocus dance for us. All right, come on, guy. Hold on. Hold the door. Okay. It's supposed to refocus, but it's been a long time since I played with this darn thing. There it is. So we can see where all that crackle, and then we got some of that puckering that we did with the other tool. There's some more crackle here. Some of this might have been wet, so we got kind of a black mark there. Oh, we've got some here that is coming off here a little bit. But yeah, that turned out super cool. Next time I might just kiss the paper so I don't get quite as much, but I like that. Now we've got all that like color underneath like dancing through. I can't rip this, but I may cut this and use just parts of it on a card. I mean, I will show you that. We're going to make some cards. So some of you guys have just been dying through 5 weeks of this going, okay, we totally need to know how to put this on a card, Jen. You can't just show us how to do fun stuff and then be like, okay, you're on your own. Toodaloo. You have to show me what to do with it. And I will. I'm going to show you what to do with it. So let's see. I want to put this where we have the other one that we were messing around with. This one. We can use parts of that too, because some of that turned out really fabulous. And I want to show you that last one. So let me pull out another piece. Let's see. Should we use Duralar this time? Let's use Duralar. Okay. This is a piece of Duralar, and we'll go ahead and use the regular alcohol inks this time. And I'll turn off the autofocus because otherwise it'll jumpy around on us. We don't want that. All right. Should we might want to mix up some colors, huh? We want to do something different. see, what do I have here? How about some orange, since we haven't done really any orange yet? Sunset orange. Let me move these back just a little bit. Sunset orange. Indigo. I am making a mess all over my fingers tonight. Where did I put that other wet wipe? There it is. There it is! I wonder if I need to... If I shed some more light on this subject, is that going to be really bad? You can actually see the color a little bit better. I'm going to leave that light on for now. It's going to be a little bright on my face, but I think it will be okay. Let's add a little bit of the wild plum because I really like that one. Ooh, somebody said green. Okay, I'll add green too. And I did pull out a green. Look at that. Great minds think alike. This is called Meadow. And like this whole outside of this thing is filled with ink. I'm just going to wipe it off. Yeah, the light is good. The light is good, they say. What if I pull this one off? Too much? Too much? Not enough? Green. Green, green. Green. Woo! A sploosh the green. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty! Stop growing. I like that. I like the look of that. Stop. Please stop. I love that green in there. Yes. Oh, so pretty. That is really cool. All right. Hi, Sandy. Excellent. Okay. I love it. I love the feedback. Thank you guys. Okay, so what we're doing right now, I'm going to make sure this is dry. I think, looks like we have some sticky ridges. Oh, we do. We have one sticky one there. It's got my finger in it. That's okay if we do. I'm going to show you how to do the lift, the one that's got the flowers on it. Where did I hide it? Right here. Some of you guys probably already know how to do this. These two flowers right here, that's what we're mimicking. And there's two ways to do it. I'm just going to see if I can get that dried a little bit more. I don't want that ink coming back up. One is to use the Versamark that I used before. That's the sticky clear ink. Okay, and the other one is to use just a regular black ink, which is this one. This is a pigment ink, and it's VersaFine Onyx Black Ink. This is Versamark. This is VersaFine. See, now that we have so much light, now this doesn't want to show. There we go. Maybe I need to put one little cover on that one. It's really dark. There we go. There we go. Happy medium. Okay, so let's try that. Let me grab... Should have already had my stamp out, but I don't want to use that same one. Let's see if we can just do some little hearts through here. Do we want to do hearts or clouds? What do you guys think? Should we do a heart or the clouds? Don Taylor wants to know, is there a color that if you put it down, dominates all the other colors? Well, if you watch the the other, let me get this down, right? You want to use colors that's two separate questions there. When you watch what I'm doing, okay, if you mix opposite of the color wheel, right? If you mix like a purple and a yellow, you're going to get brown. You want to stick to colors that like meld together. So if you really want things to turn out pretty and not turn to mud, you want to stick with primary colors like yellow, blue, and red. Because when those mix, like the yellow and the red is going to make an orange, and the blue and the red is going to make a purple, and the yellow and the blue is going to make a green, and you'll get kind of a nice vibrant like a rainbow effect, right? So if you can only afford to get a few inks, you want to get the 3 primary colors, because with those you can make all kinds of other colors. Now what was the other question was, will it dominate? If you use regular alcohol inks and the Yupo paper, whatever color you squirt on the top will dominate and push out. A yellow can dominate and push out another color. Okay? So whatever color's on top dominates and pushes out. I hope that makes sense. If you go back and watch some of the other videos, we talk a little bit about that. So are we unhappy with the light versus the cover? That's too dark then, huh? We'll leave it off. Welcome, Don. Thanks for the question. So I saw hearts and clouds and hearts. It seems kind of 50-50, so let's try to do a little of both. Okay, so here's a heart, and we'll do this one first with Versamark. So I'm dabbing it in the Versamark, and then I'm going to put it, you got to be careful to go straight up and not to smear it around. And then where's my paper towel? And then you're going to want a paper towel here to kind of wipe it and lift it up. Let me make sure I'm in frame here. Okay, do you see that the little ghosty, see? The little ghosty heart there? Okay. So you can do those all over and wherever you want. Let's see what we get when we go over this really dark ink spot, because I have not done that yet. And I haven't done a lot of this ghosting. So we'll see what we get out of this. That one did not work as well, but do you see on the lighter one, you can see the top of that heart, but through the really dark one, that didn't come off as well. So that's what you're going to notice, is if it's darker, you won't get as much off. And so you want a more solid stamp if you want to see more of it. Let's try out the cloud on the other side and see what we get from that. I'm going to put one there. And one there. And when it's wet, you can see where it is, right? One there. And one there. I think I almost like using the, that one worked out nicely. So did that one. I think I almost like using the black ink better, though. Now, can you see the halo of that cloud? See those? Let's go ahead and try that with the black ink and see if that makes any difference. Okay, so this is Versafine. It's black ink. You'll definitely be able to see this. And we should be able to get the same result. So I've got 2 black hearts there. You should be able to see those quite clearly. It seems counterintuitive. It seems like when you go to rub this, and I'm scared every time I do it, that it's going to leave behind a lot of black. But when you look at it, you end up with the hearts, and it works out just fine. You You do get a slight gray halo in my opinion, but it doesn't really make any difference to me. Let's go ahead and wipe this one off and try the cloud. Again, these will slip and slide. That one slid a little bit. You'll be able to see that. Okay, back in again. And there's the cloud. And there's the other cloud. So now you could see all the hearts and clouds all over that paper, right? And I'm going to put the stamps away quick. And then I want to show you something else, which is, I've said before and I've shown before, but just in case some people are only catching this one and haven't seen the other four. Let me just get rid of some of this stuff. Let's say now I made that and I went, oh, you know what? Does it matter what kind of black ink you use, pigment versus dye? That's a really good question, Sherry. Do I have a dye ink? Let's see. Hold on a second, I think I do. I'm looking for a black, guys. Looking for a black. Might have to... Alright. This one right here is a Stampin' Up! And these are dye. So let's go ahead and try this and see what we get. Okay, so I didn't find the black one, but this one is Night of Navy and it's super dark. So I think we'll be okay with that. Let's go ahead and do this pink right here so we can really see it. There's the Night of Navy. And again, this is a dye, water-based dye ink from Stampin' Up! Oops, I want to use my dry towel, not the wet one. I've been using a dry towel to wipe off, by the way, not a wet one. Not a wet wipe. Words would look good, yes. Oh, look at that. Water-based dye ink. Not the same. Not the same. See that? So works best with, where's the VersaFine here. And this is a pigment ink, right? And, or the Versamark, which is just a clear ink. And that worked fine too. Not so good with the dye-based inks. So I would skip those. What are Tim Holtz ones? These are dye inks too. Do I have a black one out here? Black soot. Let's try this one. A Distress ink. Since we're into Free Play Friday, let's check this out. This is also a dye-based ink. This is a Tim Holtz, what's wrong with me? Distress ink, and this one is Black Soot. Let's just go in the same spot we did before. Stamp that on. That's definitely black. Wiped right off. Yes. Hi, Debbie. So there's our black right there. Oh, that really kind of made a mess. And it came off. So I could safely say that we don't want to use any dye-based inks because they wipe right off. Thanks for the question. Ooh, I love it. We're so interactive tonight. Whoop, whoop. Gotta love a Friday. The weekend is here. And may the 4th be with you. I gotta say that now because it only comes up once a year, right? May the 4th. It was an awesome day today, you guys. Like I always say, like a bad day off is always better than a good day at work. Today was a fantastic day at work. It truly was. I really enjoyed the kids I was with. We had a bunch of stuff going on at school. It was just super fun. Super fun. All right, so what I was going to get back to, and do you see these big flowers? So the bigger, the lighter you go, and the bigger stamp you use, the more you're going to notice it. So if you're looking for that kind of thing, that's what you want to do. Go light in color and go bold in stamp. What about Memento inks? I do have a Memento ink here. Memento is, oh, it's a fade resistant dye ink. Let's try it out. I don't know why I keep putting that stamp away. Oh, spray some alcohol on the stamp and then place it on the paper and see what happens. Memento is a dye ink. Let's do it anyway, just because we're here and we can do it. So here's Memento, also dye based. Looks like my Memento is getting a little bit dried up. Let's see if we have enough on there to at least stamp it once. That'll work. There's enough on there for us to see it, right? Oh, look at that. Even though it's a dye ink, it's a fade resistant dye ink, and it worked. Look. Oh, who asked about that? Great idea, guys. That was Memento. Fade resistant dye ink, tuxedo black. It worked. I wonder about stays on, if that would wipe off or not. Let's do stays on too, since I have one. We have to find another spot now, and I gotta wipe this off. Alright, let's try. I'll dry that too. Let's try this blue one right here. I think that'll work. Alright, this is stays on. My stays on is getting dried up too. I don't use it as much. Well, we've got enough black on there to try it out, right? I think so. Look, it left more black on the stamp than it did on the paper. Okay. Gotta love the smell of stays on. Stays on in the morning. It's just like coffee. Okay, ready? You don't want to let that sit too long, right? Oh, well, that's interesting. It did, but it left the black behind as well. I need to turn on that autofocus again one more time, just so you guys can see this. Do you see how it left that grainy black behind? And that was our Memento. It worked. This was our stays on. And then the other ones you can see as I go through hearts and clouds. Where our other ones. Alright. Any more questions before I move on? I don't want to put my stamp away. Maybe I'll just set it there. If I set it there, there won't be any more. I totally loved Memento too until I met Versamark, and I fell in love and I never looked back. I still have 2 Mementos on here, but like you can see, they're totally getting totally getting dried out. That was stays on. Maybe if I wiped it off quicker, it may not have left that black thing behind, but it doesn't work that well. So now I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay. Maybe hearts and clouds wasn't quite what I was going for. I'm going to change up what I'm going to make this card out of. So I'm going to have to like cover some of this up. So let's see what happens if I just try to go back over this and put some different colors on here and try to get rid of some of the hearts. Because, yeah, I just kind of decided that wasn't really my thing. So pretty. It's so pretty. Oh, look at that! You guys, this is going to be such a cool experiment. Got some green on here, some stubborn green. It refuses to dry. Come on, green. Do you guys see what I see? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait in the comments. Tell me what you notice about that little experiment that we just did. Oh, Sherry, I will. I'll do the alcohol. Thanks for reminding me. I totally will. I want to see if you guys see what I see. Can you foil the stamps? I don't know, Barbara. I haven't played around with that yet. Can you foil the stamps? Do you guys see what I see? Yeah, Susan Baker hit it on the head. It covered up all the other ones. It essentially erased them. And if we hadn't done that experiment, we wouldn't have known that this would happen. But check out the gray heart here that I put ink right on top of. That was the stays on. And all the other ones, pretty sure I left the, there we go. All the other ones have essentially been erased. Except that one. I'm waiting for the, yeah, the one heart. Sherry, you see it too. That was the stays on. All the other ones erased. I'm trying to get this to, there we go. I have to stop breathing sometimes, just hold still to get that to work. But anyway, if I hold it out, you'll notice that almost all the other ones are gone, right? But that that heart is there to stay. Should we see if we have any, if these tacky spots will hold any of the foil? Shiny side up, right guys? Shiny side up. Shiny side up. I'm doing shiny side up. They did! Oh, so pretty. Look, guys. If I tilt this just right, you should be able to see all the gold on there. Do you see it? Yes, Marcel. So you can use that to, you can use that, what am I talking about? You can put something you want to leave on. So if you want a little sentiment to show, it's kind of like a permanent tattoo. So think of stays on. It's going to stay on, right? It's going to be like a permanent tattoo where you can have something shine through no matter how much ink you put on top of it, right? Oh my gosh, super fun. We found out something's totally awesome. All right, I can't remember who it was. Lori? No. Somebody wanted me to put alcohol on the stamp and see what happens. I want to do that for you, but I want to get a bigger stamp because I think that the heart may be just too small. So let me find a larger one. Oh my, we're at 6 o'clock already. I'm looking for something that's just a little bit bigger than that. I gotta pull this out so I can see what I'm looking at. You know what? I want to try this. Excuse me, the bubblies are coming back out. This is a Christmas set, but do you see this star here? It says Silent Night. I'm gonna wait. I know the autofocus will finally figure out I'm here. There you go. See how it says Silent Night, Holy Night, blah de blah de blah. I think that if we spray that stamp, we won't get those intricate things. But it's a big enough star that we should be able to see what happens when you spray it with alcohol. So let me get this on here. All right. I have to move this over because I don't want the alcohol to get all over my page. 44 watching and only 32 likes. So I'm putting it up here and I'm kind of holding up this towel so that I can spray some on there but not get it all over my paper, and hopefully there's a nice mist that landed on that stamp. It's hard for me to see. I think this side maybe didn't get any. Alright, that should have worked. So this is for you who wanted to see this stamped. Let's see what happens. I am going to address the people who are worried about this wrecking your stamp, okay? So let's stamp this on. Look what happened. I didn't think we would get the letters, but check it out. Of course, it's backwards. But it made it a resist, so you can see the star there. Oh, give it a second. You can see the star right here. Now, this is still sticky. All right, and this will still work. If you're worried that alcohol will ruin these, and you're only doing it like once in a great while, like I am, like right now, I don't dip my stamps in alcohol. But if you're really truly worried, go ahead and take your Versamark, the clear, right? And smoosh your stamp into the Versamark and get some of that shiny Versamark, that clear Versamark on there. It's kind of like putting Vaseline on dry skin. That will make your stamp supple again. And I probably, if you hadn't asked that question, I probably wouldn't have even have done this. I probably would have just put it right back in, not worried about it, because a lot of people use baby wipes to clean their stamps, and they use the ones with like alcohol in it, and I did that all growing up, and I've had my stamps for like 15, 20 years. I've never had an issue. But if you're worried about it, you can use your Versamark to resuppleize your stamps. Okay, somebody wants to know what stamp set this is, so let me look it up. It says Joyful. This is the Joyful stamp set. Oh, let me put my cover on. Okay, there you can see it a lot better. The Joyful stamp set by May Made It. Beautiful set, yeah? Okay. Yeah, I've often wondered if maybe we'll someday do affiliates, because I love to talk about her stamps. I use them all the time. So there you go. You have, let me take that off again. So we have that stamp. That turned out really cool. What a great idea, you guys. Well, let's say, yeah, okay, I did that, but I don't really like that stamp there, so I'm going to get rid of it. I'm just going to put some on. Let's see what happens when you put it over this one. Will it cover it up? Should have taken a poll before I did that. Who thinks it'll cover it up, and who thinks it's going to stay like the StazOn did? I think we could bring this in and do a little bit of pouncing. That looks cool. Oh no, Barbara said I inherited some clear stamps my mom had bought maybe 25 years ago and they turned to mush when I opened them. They were still brand new in the package. You know what? We did so much fun playtime that I think what I'm going to do is let's do the recap because I love doing the review of what we covered. This one was super fun to make. Oh my gosh, totally fun. We did some stamping and embossing with background stamps on this one. Yeah, now we've got too much light. Let's back off on that a tad. This one, and then we did this one, which I messed up because I put that on backwards. But now I know it's shiny colored side up. I won't forget now, I hope. And then we did some of these where we did the color lift, I guess, or the color erase, or the ghosting, whatever you want to call it. And the foil. We did foil on this one too. And since we are at 6, I am going to do, I'm not going to call it I could call it number 6. I don't know. If I want to do, we'll do one more week and I'll just do all cards. So those of you who have been waiting for, hello, like, we totally need to know what you're going to do with all this stuff. Like, what do we do with all this stuff, Jen? Like, I got all this stuff. What am I going to do with it? We're going to do that next week. I'm going to pull out all the things that I've made from the beginning, number 1, all the way through now, and put a bunch of cards together, and we're going to do that next week. Somebody's suggestion was that 25 years ago stamps were made different, so maybe that's why. Heat and light can cause stamps to do that. So interesting, you guys. Let me move these things out. Is there anything that, any other questions you have, let me know so that I can address them in the next one. Yes, yay, cards! I was hoping to do that today, but we were having so much fun, and you guys had such great ideas and experiments to do, which is what Free Play Friday is all about, and I love it. So we ran out of time, but that's okay. Next week we'll have fun making the cards. I think so too, Cindy. Thanks so much. If you want to support what I do here, you can catch me on patreon.com/qualitycrafts. You can shop at one of my 2 shops. The original one is qualitycrafts.com, and the new one is jensqualitycrafts.com. And if you want to support me through an affiliate link, you can link through, I think that probably Susan put one in, any kind of Amazon link that I put in the group or from my Amazon page. And that will give me a teeny tiny commission on anything that you purchase, so that helps this channel as well. Thanks, Barbara. I have so much fun hanging out with you guys. So this concludes this week, basically. But next week, same as always, on Wednesday, we will have a 1 in 10 by Jen at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And next Friday, we'll have another Free Play Friday, where we will make cards using everything we did with Yupo, Duralar, cardstock, and photo paper, the back of photo paper, and we'll make cards with that, you guys. I cannot wait to see you guys in that next video.